Now, I don't normally make changes to changes, but right up on the top there on page 1, where it says, Mr. Katz noted, amount would cover park operations. Actually, I believe what I said was, noted that the amount would just cover the park operations. And there's a big difference there. I was trying to make a point, talking about the levy in that case. Also on page 1, at the bottom under the heading status update, where it says the DCRPC recommended the approval of the trustees. That was not a rezoning. That was a zoning resolution amendment request, which were the text amendments from the previous trustee meeting. So that should be changed from rezoning request to zoning resolution amendment request. On page 2, under resolution 10-051, motion by Mr. Cassidy to authorize the issuance of a, I believe that's a then and now purchase order, at least according to the title. Also on page 2, 5 lines from the bottom, where it says, Miss Yu state, she would go back to the county. Stated, please add the letter D. Page 3, under the Park and Trail Grant application status, and about 5 lines up, add her thanks especially to Ms. Fay, who was instrumental in keeping up with changes and kept everything organized so that, just one that, please delete one that. Page 4, last paragraph, the representative can be anyone the trustees, plural, would like to appoint. Also at the bottom of page 4, Mr. Gladman asked if the Director of Delaware County Regional Planning was part of this program. It should be added, Mr. Tignano replied that he is involved. But please add the words, Mr. Tignano replied that he is involved. Same place, under point number 1 in that same paragraph where it says the partnership can be whatever best suits the participants, plural.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Point number 1 on page 5, under that top paragraph, the summarization of the gentleman's points is, number 1, there's the partnership can be whatever best suits the participants, plural.
Thank you.
Okay. Page number 6, under the park levy presentation and discussion, point number 2. Received notification from county auditor, blah, 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 that we must, it says send the request to the board. No, we must have the request to the Board of Elections by February 18. And then to Mr. Cassidy's point, in point number 3, that should read, before the above could happen, we must have the total current tax valuation of the township and the dollar amount that would be generated by such a levy. They're 2 separate things, not one. Point number 5, summarization of misused comments, blah, blah, blah. Future trail projects alone will cost over $10 million. And then the next 2 sentences, one from there. These grants for 2010 alone, rather than these grants alone for 2010, would be in excess of $1 million. Okay. Page number 7. At the point number 9, at the very end of point number 9, I believe I also made the statement that it is a renewal levy, so that will be the same amount that they're currently paying. Toward the, let's see here, right before the park levy resolution, also on page 7, this is talking about Dave Eby, and he suggested an additional list server. So the word "and" should be inserted there. He agreed with the board that unless there was a hot topic, HOA meetings, plural, were generally very poorly attended. Okay. Page number 11. Under the fiscal officer report and item number 5, where it says the only difference between the official and the first amended was the fire budget line. I believe I also said, however, it was a large error, one that did impact the budgeting for the fire department, as they were counting on monies that were, and I'll give you a copy of this so you don't have to write it all, I'll give you a copy.
Thank you.
Okay. As they were counting on monies that were not actually available. I believe they have since adjusted their budget to make up the difference, largely by putting major motor vehicle purchases on hold. And in point number 6, whenever I would give those numbers, I always said approximately. So I would like that noted. You could do that by simply, right before all the numbers, put in the sentence, and these are all approximations. That would serve the same purpose. Before I gave any of those example numbers, I said approximately before each one. Okay. We're up to page 12, we're almost done. Resolution 10-068, motion by Mr. Katz, blah, blah, blah. Resolution 10-034, period. And then capital C, corrections were made in the amount of several vendors. Moving just down from that, under the heading Annual Purchase Order Resolution, the word annual needs to be spelled A-N-N-U-A-L. And I only had one other thing, and it's a question. Actually, I know I've got 2 other things. On page 14, right up toward the top, purchase orders, and it says, this purchase order is coming in at a lower price than was planned due to receiving a larger discount. Do we have any idea who made that statement?
Can I talk?
Yes.
Ms. Messer. I think it was Ms. Messer.
I think, yes, Joel and I both agree.
Yes.
Okay, well, we need to have somebody attributed to that statement there.
Hey, Joel.
That's fine, that's fine. All right. And finally, on, yes, page number 15, under the Julian and Group purchase order, also agreed that whenever possible, information should be given, and this should read as far in advance as possible, so proper consideration could be given to a purchaser. And that is all. Okay. Are we good?